No, I did not record this. Oh my, just figured. So I didn't record the previous example, but I will post the notes in the 2 hours. So make sure you look at the notes in those questions. So what we did so far in chapter 6 and chapter 7, all our triangle is a right triangle. So you can use SOHCAHTOA. Okay, you guys remember SOHCAHTOA, right? And we can do all those stuff with this SOHCAHTOA. So this is on chapter 6 and chapter 7. Now in chapter 8, your triangle is no longer right triangle. It's an oblique triangle. So first thing I need to teach you guys is how you label ABC here. Capital ABC is for angles. So that means it's these angles. So usually we put it on the vertex or the end of the pointy part. So this is ABC. Okay. The last small lowercase ABC is the one that is for the sides, and they have to be opposite. So right across here is the little c, right across here is little a, and right lowercase a and lowercase b right across b. So this is how you label your triangle. And usually you cannot use SOHCAHTOA here for this case. It's because they are not right triangles. So please do not use SOHCAHTOA. A lot of students use SOHCAHTOA here. So that is one thing that you need to know. Another thing you need to know, this is very basic facts that you know from geometry class in high school. The first one is the sum of all these triangles inside the triangles is 180 degrees. So in other words, if you take angle A plus angle B plus angle C, you should get 180 degrees. Okay, so this is one of the stuff you need to know. Two, when we talk about word problems, yes, you will see some word problems in section 8, in this case, quite a bit here. Make sure that you know what is the meaning of the word alternate interior angles means, or alternate exterior angles. Okay, so this is again, you use it in your geometry class in high school. So what is the meaning of alternate interior and alternate exterior angle is if I give you two parallel lines, and you got a transverse line. Transverse line means a line that crosses these two parallel lines. You will find yourself having angles formed. So interior means it's inside, so you will have the green one. So these are what we call as interior angles. It's a green angle. Okay. Alternate means that they are if you got one on the top, the other one is on the bottom on the other side. So for example is this angle number 3 and angle number 6 are the same. So this is called angle 3 is the same as angle 6. This is the meaning of alternate interior angles. And also angle number 4 and angle number 5 is also the same. Okay, so this is what we call as alternate interior angles here. For alternate exterior angle, then we will talk about the exterior angle here, means angle 1, 2, angle 7, 8. So this is the 4 angles that is exterior, means it's outside. And alternate means that if you look at number 1 and number 8 is also the same. So angle number 1, if you measure it, it's going to be the same as angle number 8. And same thing happens with 2 and 7. So angle 2 and angle 7 is also the same. So this is basic stuff before we talk about this law of sine, law of cosine. So make sure you guys know this alternate interior and alternate exterior angles. And make sure we use this a lot when we do the word problems in these sections. Okay, 3. So these are, make sure. This section is very heavily on your calculator. So make sure that you guys take out your calculator now, all of you guys, and make sure you set the mode in degree mode. So we are not using radian mode in this chapter 8.1 and 8.2. So make sure you guys change it to degree mode. A lot of students did make mistake here is because they didn't change the mode to degree. They still use radian. So class, please take out all your calculator here, take it out and change your mode to become degree. And the last thing we're going to talk about here is bearing. Okay. This is also in your word problems. So these are, I'm going through this because this is basic stuff and you need to know it. What is bearing? Bearing is also another way to measure angles. Okay, but your bearing is measured starting, your initial starts from the north and it goes clockwise. Okay, it goes clockwise. Okay, so when you do bearing, the bearing we're talking about here is based on our north, south, east, west. So make sure you guys know north is top, south is the bottom, east is on the right, west is on the left. Okay, and if I ask for bearing, and if I ask for what is the bearing of 110 degrees, so what happened is that you have to measure it from the north and it goes clockwise. So this is 90 degrees and then you go a little bit more. So this is bearing 110 degrees. You guys with me? Can someone tell me what is this angle is? The one I colored in orange. What angle is this? Anyone?
20 degrees.
20 degrees. Very good. You need to know all this little stuff. I know it's easy, but a lot of students need to pick up. And can someone tell me what is this blue angle is?
70 degrees.
70 degrees. Again, class, we use this a lot in the word problem. That's why you need to know all this basic stuff. So sometimes the bearing, if I ask the bearing is 110 degrees, make sure you guys know it's measured from the north and it goes clockwise. It's different from chapter 6 that you guys learned, because if I want you to find what is 110 degrees, you always start from the x-axis and you go here. This is what 110 degrees is in chapter 6 and 7. So make sure you guys know once the bearing is used, we use 110 degrees. We measure from the north. Another way that a bearing is used is they give you like north 30 degrees east. So another way that they give you bearing is north 30 degrees east. So where is north 30 degrees east is north is here, east is here. So that means that your angle is going to be somewhere here. But my question to you is, when you draw this example, where is this 30 degrees at? Is it at the green one or the red one? So which is the correct way? And class, if you get this wrong, everything is going to be wrong. So make sure this is very basic. So which
Would it be the green one?
I'm sorry?
Would it be the green one?
Yes, you are correct. So the 30 degrees northeast, north 30 degrees east is always the green one. In this case, not the red one. So in other words, your angle has to be formed on the y-axis, okay, not on the x-axis. Example, I can give you another example. What is south 70 degrees west? Anyone know how to, which one? What quadrant belongs to south 70 degrees west?
Quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3. okay, because this is southwest. Okay. My question to you is, where do you do your 70 degrees? Is that over blue one or the orange one? So where should we label 70 degrees?
Would it be from blue?
Yep. So again, class, make sure you measure it from the y-axis, not from the x-axis. So if you measure from the x-axis, I can guarantee you everything is going to be wrong. Okay. Questions for me.
So will there be like a time where it says like W70 then south, for example?
Usually we do the north-south first and then east-west next. And the reason why they do this first is telling us that this 30 degrees belongs, you starting measure from the north side.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed, this is south and this is west. And if I give 7 degrees means it's measured from starting from the south side. So south side, you measure 7 degrees. Okay. So usually your homework or your work is always start with north-south first and then east-west at the end. It's telling us that you start from this measurement first, north or south first. You guys clear with me on this? Anyone have any questions? All right, back to our triangles here. So usually in the questions, there are 6 variables here, right? The 3 for the angles and 3 for the sides. Usually in the question, they will provide 3 of these variables, and you have to find the remaining 3 variables. Okay, so usually in the test or in the homework, anything, they will provide you 3 of this, and you have to find the other 3 missing one. For the word problem, you just need to find that only 1 or 2. So usually the word problem doesn't want you to find all 6 of this. So usually the word problem wants you to figure out what is C or what is A or what is, something like that. So make sure you read the question carefully. So when you how do you know what kind of triangle we have? It depends on the question, what 3 variables they give it to us. So if a question provide us a side, let's say B is 3 and angle A is 40 degrees, and angle side C is, let's say, 6. So they give you this angle, side B, this angle A, and this side C. This is called side angle side triangle. So the reason why it's called side angle side is because they provide you the side and the angle and the side. You guys with me here? Now, what happens that if this is still 40, this is still 3, but the 6 moved to here. It's no longer here, it's moved to A here, to the one. Is this still called SAS triangle for these triangles? You need to know all
it'd
this.
be angle side.
This will be SSA. And the reason why we don't do angle side because it's spelled very bad word. So we do not do that. So it's side angle. So this is not SAS. SAS means the angle has to be in between the 2 given sides, like this one. Okay. We also have, you guys all right here? To know all your different angles. And I also can give you angle A, which is like 10 degrees. Sides here is 7, and the angle B, let's say, is 70 degrees. So what kind of triangle we call this?
Angle, side angle.
Yep, this is called angle side angle. And what happens if I move that 7 up here? Then what triangle we call that?
AAS.
Yep, this is called angle side. Again, class, I know this is basic, but if you do not know how to do all this basic stuff, that's where students struggle in this chapter 8.1 and 8.2 is because they doesn't know all this basic stuff. And the last one, I think everyone should know, what happens if I provide you all of these sides, what you call this triangle. This is called SSS triangle, means they provide you all three sides. You guys clear with these types of triangles before? Okay. The reason why I want you to know this is because if you have angle side, or angle side angle, or side side angle, we will use law of sine here, which is this section, law of sine. Okay, but if you have side 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 or side angle side, you will use law of cosine. This law of cosine will be taught in next section, 8.2. Okay, so this is in 8.2. And you need to watch out for, that's why if the first thing when you draw the triangles, make sure you know what triangle is it? Is it side, 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 side angle, or angle, angle, side? And moreover, this side, side angle, law of sine is an ambiguous case. What's the meaning when I say ambiguous case? Ambiguous case means that you can have no triangles, you can have one triangle, and you can have up to two triangles. So only this you will have an ambiguous case here, and you have to watch out, and I'll show you how do we figure out, are they no, one or two. You do not need to use this formula. You see all this formula here? You do not need to use that formula, but I will teach you how to do it, and you have to use your calculator. Okay, so we will using your calculator here. So that's the reason why I want everyone, please take out your calculator, and we are not using this crazy formula. Okay, the formula for law of sine is given us by A over sine B equals to A over sine A, B over sine B, C over sine C. You do not need to use, you only pick two of this formula and you kind of like compare it. So in other words, that if we do A and C, then we just concentrate A sine A equals to C sine C. Or you can reverse it, sine A over A equals to sine B over B equals to sine C over C. This top formula, the one that you see A over sine A1, is used when you want to find the sides. So if a question is asking you to find the missing sides A, B, or C, one of those or two of those, you use this formula. If a question wants you to find the angles, let's say angle capital A or capital B or capital C is missing, then you have to use this formula to find it. Okay, and yes, this formula is not provided in your test. You have to memorize this. And in order for us to start solve for this kind, you need to cross multiply. I think you guys know how to cross multiply, right? And again, make sure your angle is in radian, in a degree form, not radian form. And another, that is one formula. The next formula I will show it to you is to find the area of a triangle. So if a question is asking you to find what is the area of any type of triangles, the area of the triangle here is given us by 1/2 B sine B times C times sine A, or 1/2 A times B times sine C, or 1/2 AC times sine B. So usually when you want to figure out your missing area here, make sure I will provide you BC or A, or if there's something is missing, you have to use the law of sine to figure it out. Okay, so this is how we will we'll find the area. I'll show you how to do it. And again, very important is your formulas and your calculators here. So chapter 8.1 and 8.2 is very heavy on calculators. So first question is asking us to solve each triangle. So that means that angle A and angle C and the side C is given to us. So angle B is missing and side AB is missing. So you have to find the missing part here. And then after that, you have to find the area of this triangle. if you read this question in your online homework, separate this into two. They say the first question they want you to find, use law of sine to solve the triangles, and then after that, the last few questions they want you to find the area of the triangles. Make sure you use the formula here. Okay, and that question wants you to round in 2 decimal place. So how do we do? First question here is draw your picture. Okay, a lot of students ask me this in the test. David, is it optional to draw the picture? I will say no. The reason why is because the pictures will help you. Okay, so make sure you guys, why I say the picture will help you, because they will tell you what kind of triangle, is that AAS or ASA or SSA or something else like that. And then you know what kind of law to use. Because you know that 8.1 is all law of sine and 8.2 is law of cosine, but in the test, everything is mixed up. I don't tell you this is law of sine, this is law of cosine, you have to figure out. So by looking at the first question here, how do we label this? Anyone? Where is 24.3 degrees goes?
On the left corner.
Yep. So 24.3 in the left corner, that's correct. And where is 54.6 degrees goes?
On the right corner.
On the right corner. So make sure you know that this is your A, this is your C. Just for if you want, yes, you can change things around, like this case. And then where is your B degrees goes?
C. Oh, I'm
B
supposed
will
to
be
do.
out here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can change around. So if you redo this way, that means your C, your side C is over there, your side B is over here, and your side A is over here. You're still gonna get the same answer. So if you switch things around, which is fine. Again, these are variables, can always interchange them. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that A has to be here. A can be anywhere you want, but make sure that right across from it is the side. So where should we put 2.68 here? The left side, the right side, or on the bottom?
On the bottom.
This will be wrong. If you put this,
Oh.
this will be wrong. Why I say that is wrong?
Is that like line A or something?
Again,
that-
class, dosa, how do we know this is, how do you figure out the sides?
Would be on the left side, right?
It's right across from your angle. So this is
Oh,
B,
okay.
so this is for B. So where should we put 268, 2.68? On the left-hand side. And what is this length called?
Length A.
This is length 8. So make sure you guys know it's right across each other. That's why this is the most basic stuff. And if you screw this, if you make this triangle wrong, I can tell you the whole thing you're gonna do is all gonna be wrong. Yep, make sure you guys know how to make your own triangles here. So what kind of triangle we call this? You know, ASA, S, you know, all this different type. Anyone know what triangle we call this?
Would it be SAA?
SAA. Or we can also do AAS. They are the same, so you can go like this, AAS. So SAA and AAS is the same. So what is SAA or AAS? What kind of law we use? Law of sine or law of cosine?
Law of sine.
Okay, I will use short form here. So LOS means law of sine. LOC means law of cosine. Yes, because AAS is law of sine. Okay, so the first thing is we are missing angle B here. Can someone tell me how you figure out angle B here?
Subtract the other two angles from 180.
Yep, since they've given us two angles, so the third angle is you just take 180 minus that. So take out your calculator and take 180 minus 24.3 and 54.6. So this is 24.3, this is 54.6. Sorry, my bad, my horrible handwriting. Yep. Anyone has an answer here?
101.1.
Okay, make sure you box your answers. So this is how you find angle B if they provide you two angles, A and C or something like that. Now we need to find a side A. So in order for you to find side A, we have to use the law of sine. So the formula says is A over by sine A is equals to B. We do not know B, so we're not picking B here. It's because B is missing, so we know C. So we will use C over sine C. So make sure you guys know what is provided to us and what is missing. So we cannot use B here is because the side B is not given to us. So side C is given to us. So now you just plug everything inside here to find A. So sine A in this case is 24.3 degrees. And then C is 2.68 over by sine C. Sine C in this case is 54.6. I should put them in parentheses for the, and this is 3. And then in order for me to find A, I multiply this to this side. So I multiply this by sine 24.3. So take out, everyone, please take out your calculator and figure out A in this case. And don't forget, they're all in degrees. Take out your calculators and start punching. And yes, you have to show me this kind of work in your test when you do this. I won't accept work. I won't accept your test without showing any work. So these are your works. This is how you show your work here. These are all worth points. Your picture worth point, what kind of triangles and what kind of law you use is worth points, and then calculation this is worth points too. Anyone got an answer here?
Is it 1.35?
1.35. Yep. 2 decimal places what you need to round. Anyone? Yep, 1.35 is correct. Now we need to find B because that's what is missing. So so in order for us to find B, you just use back the same formula here, but change your A to become B. So it will be B over sine B. Make sure capital for the angles. C over sine C. Okay. Go ahead. I want you guys to figure out what is B is. So replace this by your missing. Does anyone know what is angle B is? You just found early on, 101.1. This is angle B. C is the same thing, 2.68, side C's. And sine C in this case is the same thing, 554.6. Yep. Go ahead and again multiply this over there. And find B. It's like those, yeah. Logan, Damon. Where is B in this case? Cameron, Jakub. Hello.
I got 3.23.
3.23, that is correct. So this is how we figure out the missing part. And then the question is also asking us to find the area. The area is 1/2. The side A times the side B, and then times sine of C. Or you can interchange this. You can do B, C, and then A. So it means that they all has to be A, B, and C. 2 of them has to be sides, and then the last one has to be angle. Okay, so if you want to do this, you can just plug it in. So 1/2 times A is 1.35. B is 3.23 that you just found here. And then sine C, C in this case is 54.6 degrees. Just use your calculator. I think you guys know how to use your calculator here. And that will be your answer. So go ahead, use your calculator and figure this one out. Anyone have answers here for the area? Yuko, Jakub, Syed?
Is it 1.78?
Mm-hmm.
I got the same thing.
Yep. Questions? It's not that tough. Yep.
I have a question. So
Mhm.
why do we put the sine 54.6 instead of the instead of 101.1?
Because it's sine C.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Because you use A, B already here, so the other one is C. If you want to use AC, then this will be B. Okay, so make sure you guys, that's the reason why, class, you have to watch carefully with your triangles here. Okay, if your triangles is wrong, everything you did here is going to be wrong. Have a big domino effect here. Okay, so I want you guys, I'm going to put you guys in groups. I want you guys to do question number 3 here. This is question number 3, where A in this case is 58 degrees. B in this case, little a, not little, little a, which is a side A, is 4.5. And side B is 5. So first thing you guys need to do is to draw me these triangles and then figure out what kind of triangles is this. And you perform the law of what law it is. So I'm going to put you guys in groups. So please copy this down. And I'll put you guys in groups. So this is your question 3. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing here. And you guys are going to be in groups. Right, just go to the groups. Anyone have any questions here? Cameron, Nicholas, Nikita, Cal?
I'm not yet understanding how to find sine B. I mean, yeah, sine B.
Mhm. You're able to draw the triangles?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Do you want to cross multiply?
And then for this question, we're getting the area, right?
We're trying to at least.
Okay.
Yes, you're gonna get area. You're gonna do area for this question. Yep.
No, it's 58 degrees, not 56. Yeah.
It's 58 degrees, not 56. You're correct.
Yeah, I wrote it down wrong.
Yep. Okay, any questions for me?
I don't.
Okay,
None.
okay. We should have a calculator. I'll give you guys a few more minutes. Any questions? Kate, Ayub, Logan, Abdi? Anyone? Logan, are you? Do you able to draw the triangles? You guys able to draw triangles? Logan, Kate. Hello.
Got the triangle, kinda. I missed some of the numbers before we swapped over.
Oh, do you got it or do you need it?
I need the numbers.
A is 58, big A. Lowercase a is 4.5, lowercase b is 5. You got it? It's Kate and Abdi and you. Are you?
I got the triangle.
What kind of triangle we call that?
Would it be SSA? Or ASS?
So SSA. Okay. Yep. Yep. We use law of sine for SSA also. But this has what we call as an ambiguous case. So be careful with that. And what's the meaning of ambiguous case? You can have no triangles. You can have one triangles. You can have two triangles. So be careful with this, right? That you get into your work here. I'll be back. Questions, anyone? You guys got the numbers?
I got some of them. I did. Which one is it?
So the number is A is 58, little a is 4.5, and the lowercase b is 5.
Yeah.
You got these numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is called an SSA triangles. And we're using law of sine here. And watch out, this SSA is an ambiguous case. means that you can have no triangle, one triangle, or two triangles. So you have to be careful with this one. Let you guys do, and you have to find the area also. I'll let you guys a few more minutes, give you till 1 o'clock. And I'll be back. Oh. Shoot, I just put the wrong number. Oh, sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. You guys should have a few more minutes, but I pressed the wrong button. Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. Again, you can do the triangle looks similar to this, so you can make sure you can also revamp your own triangles if you want to write. So how do you label these triangles? Where should we put 58 degrees?
On like the lower left angle.
So this is 58. Oh, sorry. And what do you call these angles? The other two?
That would be angle A, or
This angle A. Yep. How about the other two? What do you call those?
oh, the top one I did B.
Okay.
And then the other one I did C.
Okay, good. The reason why is because you need to know which one is BC here. You can always switch them around. Where do you put 4.5 at?
On the right side.
And where do you put 5?
Like on the bottom side.
Yep. So this triangle is called ASS. And I do not know what ASS, so I just call it SSA. Okay. Side angle. If you refer to the notes, side angle is law of sine. And the worst case is this kind of triangle, also what we call as ambiguous case. So SSA, this is what we have. Law of sine is called ambiguous case. So what is ambiguous case means that you can have up to 2 triangles in this case. So if you guys did only one triangle, you might be right, it might be wrong. Okay, so I'll show you how to do this. So the first, which one should we need to find first? The angle B, angle C, or the side C? These are the missing piece. Which one should we need to find first? Anyone?
Angle B.
Okay, and what is the formula to find angle B?
Side B over sine E.
Over B. Now,
I meant- When I said side B, I meant like.
now I will recommend you to do this one, sine B over B. The reason why is because now we are finding angles. So don't forget, when you find sides, we use the B over sine B. But once we find angles, we do sine B over B. So make sure you guys know which one to use. You can still use a B over sine B, then you just need to do some cross multiply. But this is a better way to do it. So which one do you need to compare this with?
Sine A over A.
Yep. Okay. And again, B in this case, we do not know, but little b is 5. So we can put 5 here. Sine A in this case is 58 degrees. And little a is 4.5. So in order for us to solve for B, angle B here, we multiply this by 5. Does anyone remember how we get rid of this sign so that you get B by itself? Then what do you do when you move that over? That become what?
Arc sign?
Yes, that will become the arc sign. So go ahead, take your calculator, punch this in there first. What is sine 58 over 4.5 times 5? Make sure your parentheses is closed when you do the sine 58. You don't have an answer here?
I got 0.9422.
Okay, you cannot round this, so make sure you get, that's correct, 0.9422. And then what you need to do here is, for all the decimals, cannot round, then you do the arc sign of your ANS. So in order for you to do the arc sign, make sure in your calculator, you press your second shift. Okay. So go ahead, find the arc sign of it. So B in this case is what?
70.42.
Should be 4. The reason why you get 4.2 Yuko is because you only do 4 decimal representation. Again, class, make sure you use the ANS or you use all your decimals here. Because if you put 70.42, you will get it wrong. Your online homework will mark you wrong. So this is not your final answer yet. So that's why you cannot round it. You have to use all your decimals here. Okay. Now, what I want to point out to you guys is not that, because it's very minor. What I want to point out here is this is an ambiguous case. So that means that you can have up to 0, 1, 2 triangles. So that means this fellow can have a second triangle. This is the first triangle. So how do we know if we have a second triangle? Is you find what is the supplementary of this one. You guys remember what's the meaning when I say supplementary? What's the meaning of supplementary? Anyone? Supplement? Supplement? Complement means you add them up, you get what degrees?
90.
Supplement means you add them up, you get what? 180, right? So can you guys find the supplement of 70.44? Which is 109.56. The reason why is because the reason why we are doing this is because this is an SSA triangles, and sine is positive in quadrant 1, which is this 70.44, and also sine positive is in quadrant 2, which is this angle. And in order for you to find this angle, you have to find the supplementary of it. And we want to figure out if this angle exists or not. How do you know if this angle exists or not? Is we use back the basic rule of triangles. You sum all the angles. Your sum should be what? 180 degrees, right? So since we know 109.656 is angle B, and we know angle A is 58. So when you add 58 with the 109.56, is this number greater than 180 degrees? If you add this number, the supplement B of this, the second triangle, and this one, does that number greater than 180?
No.
No. So if you say no, means that we will have a second triangle. The reason why is because the sum is less than 180 in this case. What happens if your sum is over 180? Then you only have one triangle. So one triangle only exists if this sum is over 180. So for example, this one came out to be 139, for example, 139.56. And what happens when you take 139 plus 58? That number is over 180. So if you have that case, you only have one triangle. You do not need to do the second triangle piece. But if for this case, since this number is less than 180, then we will be having a second triangle. Okay, so in this case, this is how you figure out the ambiguous case. If you have 1, 0, 1, or 2, 1 and 2 is you take the angles that you found and you add it with 50. You find the supplement of it, and then you add it with 58 and figure out if that number is more than 180 or not. If it's more than 180, you only get one triangle. If it's less than 180, you will get two triangles. So this is very important. A lot of students make that mistake. So how do you find angle C? Angle C is found by taking 180 minus angle A, which is 58, and angle B, which is 70.44. So this is probably just mostly calculator work. 180 minus 58 minus 70.44. So this is 51.56. And don't forget, you also need to find angle C here. So again, you take 180 minus 58 minus 109.56. Because that's what we found with angle B. So that will give us 12.44. So you do have the second triangle exists here. And then now we need to find the side C using the formula. So side C using this formula, C over by sine C equals to, I'm going to do A because A is known, A over sine A. So C in this case is 51.56. A in this case is 4.5. And capital A in this case is 58. And then I just take this whole thing, multiply here, so we can find what is side C is. So it's 4.5 divided by sine 58 times sine 51.56. So this is 4.16 for this case. You also need to find C here is exactly the same as this. You take 4.5 over by sine 58. But you multiply this with sine of, instead of 51.56, this is 12.44. Because that's our C in this case, our angle C. So that came out to be 1.14. How many areas you have to find? You're gonna find two areas because one area is for this and the other area is for that. So I'm gonna find the area for this fellow. Is 1/2. I'm gonna use AB sine C. So A in this case is 4.5. B in this case is 5. And then sine times with sine C. I have no room here, I'm gonna write it here. Sine C in this case is 51.56. And you get your area for this case. And you do the same thing for the area for this, which is, again, is 1/2 times your A, which is 4.5. Your B is 5. And your C in this case is sine C. C in this case is 12.44. So yes, you got two different areas in this case. Since you got two different triangles, you definitely have two different areas. So the area, so I think you guys managed to find this. This is easy using your calculators. Okay, so what I want to point out to you guys, this is very important. This is only happens when you have an SSA case, which is called an ambiguous case. How do we know we got one triangles? You just find what is the supplement of one of the angles that you found. Let's say in this case, supplement of angle B. It can be A, can be C, depends on the questions. And you have to add it, both of these angles. And if your addition of these both angles are more than 180 degrees, then you only got one triangles. Okay. What happens if you add these both angles and it came out to be less than 180 degrees, then you will have two triangles. So this is like this case. Okay. Where we add this is less than 180. So that's why we have the second triangle. Anyone, any questions for me here? What happens with no triangles? No triangles is very easy. Is when you calculate this, you get error in your calculator. Okay, so when you type this in your calculators and if came out error, it means that you have no triangle in this case. So I will show you an example of a no triangle because it's pretty much straightforward type. So this one has two triangles, okay, and only happens on what? SSA. Do we need to worry about if you're having AAS or SAA? Do you need to worry about this ambiguous case? No. So if you have AAS, SSA, or SSS or SAS, all this doesn't have ambiguous case, means you only got one triangle. The only thing that you have ambiguous case is when you do SSA. This is the only one that you need to find it. The rest only have one triangle. So let's take a look at number 4 here. So question number 4 is where we will use the triangle here. So this is 60 degrees. Right across here, this is your A. So right across will be 4. Now I'm going to use this as your B now. And then right across B here is 14. Again, class, if you don't want to use, if you switch around, it's fine. So make sure you guys need to know how do you draw this correctly. Again, if I switch ABC around, your angles, my side will be switched around a little bit. But no matter what you do, your answer is the same. So this is my triangle here. And if you look at this, this is called SSA triangles because I know the side and the angle. This is also law of sine. And this is the ambiguous case also. Means that you can have 0, 1, or 2 triangles. So again, because we know A and we know B, so we will look for angle B first. So we will do sine B over by 14. We're going to use A, which is 60 degrees, over by 4. So in order for us to find sine B, I multiply this by 14. And then I do the arc sine of it. So I want you guys to take out your calculator and do this. Take out your calculator and do it. What you guys got? What you guys got? And use your calculator to do this.
I'm getting a domain error.
Yes, you will get error in this case. And what happens if you have error in this case?
It's undefined.
Yep, for how many, so in this case, how many triangles we have?
Zero.
Yep, so if you get a domain error in your calculators like this, it means that this is 0 triangles. If you have no triangles, that means this is not a triangle. Means your triangle will look something like this. That means it's not fully formed. So that's the reason why you cannot get a triangles here. And there's no triangles, you cannot find the area. So this is the end of it. This is no triangles. Questions? Okay, let me repeat this again. This is very important because it's going to be in your test. If you get a domain error on a SSA case, you will get no triangles. If the supplement of an angle, let's say B in this case, if you add this with another angle, if this is more than 180 degrees, you will get 1 triangles. If you find the supplementary of the angle plus the angle given to us, usually like 60 degrees. And if the sum of this is less than 180 degrees, this you will have 2 triangles. Refer this to example number 3. Okay, the one that we just did just now. Okay, so make sure you guys know this. This is super, super important. If you do not want to know this, then memorize this table. So this table is the other option. Or you can just remember this. And again, class, this is only for SSA triangles. Okay, and we'll do word problems here. Yep, we do have word problems. So question number 6. It says that we have a utility pole 10 meters that casts a shadow for 17 meters on the slope with the angle of the sun is 42 degrees. So we have a slope of this, okay, and you have a pole. This is a pole, and this pole is 10 meters long, and it casts a shadow. So this is a shadow of this pole, and this shadow of the pole here is 17 meters. I'm going to write it over here, 17 meters. And when the angle of elevation of the sun is 42. So this is your sun. Oh, this is the sun, sorry. My bad. Your sun is here. So if you draw a triangle on the sun here, this is 42. So the question is asking you to find theta, which is angle elevations of this. Angle theta, find the angle of elevation for the ground. So this is the meaning of the ground here. So in order for you to find this theta, is this the right picture? I think this is the wrong picture. I'm going to show it to you another picture. It's better because that picture looks, I was like, I think that's wrong. This is in your online homework too. I think that picture looks really wrong. Let me look at 8.1 pictures here. So usually the picture is drawn for you. There you go. Yep. Oh, the whole thing is 42. So sorry, this whole thing is 42. Yep, I was like, something is wrong with the picture. So the sun here is this whole thing is 42. Yep. So you need to find theta in this case. Yep, looks something like this. Yep, the whole thing is 42. Yep. So this is a 90 degrees right here. So just make it nicer. This is 90 degrees. So what do we need to do here is we have to figure out what is this angle theta is. So we need to find this is angle we know across here. So let's find this angle here. Okay. How do you find this angle? Is you use let me see. I'm thinking. Oh, this is easy to find because this is a right triangle. Okay, so this angle will be 180 minus 90 minus 42. So if I so that angle, because we're using this right triangle, so 180 take away 90 take away 42, this is 48 degrees. Okay, so we got 42, we got theta, we're gonna find this theta here. This angle that I'm gonna put in our chocolate is 42 degrees minus theta. The reason why this is 42 degrees minus theta is because this whole thing is 42, this is theta, so this one is the subtraction of those two out. So now if you concentrate on this triangle that I will draw, the weird one, this is 42 minus theta. This is 17. This is 10. And this is 48. So we can use law of sine here because they are right across from each other. Okay. So we will use law of sine here. So sine of 42 minus theta, which is this fellow, over by 10 equals to sine of 48 over by 17, which is they're over each other. So we are using this triangle here to figure out your theta. So I'm going to multiply this by 10 because I'm trying to solve for theta here. And then what you get, you take the arc sine of it. So instead of B, like what we just did in the previous question, this is 42 minus theta. So go ahead, figure out what is the arc sine of this number is. Sine 48 times 10. And then you do the arc sine of it. So what you have here is your ANS, which is a bunch of decimals. So please don't round this. You have to use all your decimals here. Arc sine of ANS. So this is what 42 minus theta equals to what? Anyone got an answer here? So you get 25.92. So now what we do is in order for you to find theta, you just take 42 minus this number, 25.92. So your theta in this case is 16 point something. So this is how we do this question, number 6. The picture usually is drawn for you, so you do not need to draw the picture. The main part is to make sure you know how to find these 48s by taking 180 minus 90 minus 42. And then you use law of sine, 48 over sine 48 over 17. And this is 42 minus theta, sine of that over 10. So make sure you use your very heavy on calculator base, so and a little bit of your geometry class that you took before. Anyone have any questions here? And I'm going to do the last one now. So it's number 7. Another word problem. It's very similar to this one actually. Yep, very similar to this one. So number 7, oh no, it's a bearing. Sorry, my bad. So a bearing. So the bearing of a pine knot towel to a coat station is north 65 degrees east. So let's say this is your pine knot, PK, I short form it. Where is the bearing of the north 65 degrees east? What quadrant it belongs to? Anyone? Where is northeast belongs to?
Quadrant 1.
Okay, so yep, the northeast is here. So quadrant 1 is right here. And where do you put 65 degrees? From the north, number 1 or number 2?
Number 2, right?
Don't forget, 65 degrees is always cast on what? On the
So,
north side.
yeah, okay, never mind, sorry.
So that means it will be where? That'll be number 1 here, 65 degrees, not number 2. And if you put number 2, everything is wrong. But can you figure out number 2? That's my question is, can we do this? Anyone know how to find these right angles? This is 90
It adds
degrees.
up to 90, right?
Mm-hmm. So that will be what?
25.
25, right? And it says that these two towers are 30 kilometers apart. So these two are 30 kilometers apart. Okay. And then you spotted a fire, and this fire has a bearing of northeast 80 degrees, north 80 degrees east on Pine Knot. So on Pine Knot, the fire is on northeast. So northeast 80 degrees. So the blue line. So from this to this is 80 degrees. And your fire is over here. This is your fire. Okay. And if you look at, and this also spotted on south, on the coast station, southeast of 70 degrees. So southeast, this is south, and this is east. No, sorry, wrong. South is here, east is, and 70 degrees is like this. And where do we put 70 degrees? We put it on the south side, because if you look at this, 70 is next to the south on the left hand side. So this is 70 degrees. So the question is asking us, find the distance from each tower. So you need to find what is X, which is from the coat station to the fire, and you need to find what is Y from the Pine Knot to the fire. So what is this thing? So that means that we have to figure out what is this triangle is. So can someone tell me what is this angle? This is 70 from the 70 east. What is this angle is? Anyone? Because if you know this angle would be good. You want to know what? Anyone know this angle? Don't forget, these two are parallel, because the north and south are all parallel. And this is called an alternating interior angle. This angle is the same as which one? The black one or the red
Would it be the black one?
This is, yep, this will be 65. The same as this angle, and this angle should be the same because they alternate. Okay. And can someone tell me what is this angle is, the one in gray? From here to here is 80. From here to there is 65. So what is this angle? This will be 25. 20. Sorry, not 25. 20. No. 20. No, 15. Sorry, this will be 15 degrees because 65 plus 15 is 80. And now if you concentrate on this triangle, this weird triangle here, this will be 15 degrees because it's 80 take away 60. This one will be 135 because 65 plus 70 is 135. And the distance from here to here is 30 kilometers apart. And this is your X, this is your Y. And we can find this triangle, this angle very easy because the sum of all the triangles should be 180. So 135 plus 15 is 150. So this will be 30 degrees. So now you can find X and Y very easily using law of sine. So X in this case is over by sine 15 because it's right across from here. And 30 and sine 30 was what we use here. So we will multiply this by sine 15. And that's how you find your X. In order for you to find your Y, you have to take Y over by sine 135. This one across from him. And we still use 30 sine 30 because that is given to us. The reason why I don't want you guys to use X and 15 is because sometimes you might miscalculate your X. If you miscalculate your X, you get Y wrong. And again, we multiply this by sine 135. Has anyone got an answer here for X and Y? $30 over by sine 30 times sine 15. Anyone X? This is 15.53 kilometers. And for Y, you just need to do the same thing, but replace your sine 15 to become sine 135. So that is the easiest way for you to. That would be 42.43 kilometers. So this is how you use your bearing. So make sure you guys know the bearings, very important. And usually one of these, you have to use your alternate interior or alternate exterior angles to figure it out, usually when you talk about bearings. And the triangles is what usually we will concentrate on here. Okay, so this is the distance from each of these towers. So anyone have any questions before we end our Zoom class today? So you do have homework due tonight, which is 7.5 is due tonight. 8.1, 8.2 is due on next Wednesday. So we did finish 8.1 law of sine. I will recommend you to start working on it. It's not that difficult. 8.2 is law of cosine, which I will introduce you on Monday. Okay. So anyone have any questions for me before we